It's time to decorate for the holidays. I have been prepping. If you didn't see my most recent video on how I prep for the holidays, make sure to check that out. I undecorated for fall in that video, as well as shared a whole bunch of ideas for what you can do to make the holiday season a little bit less stressful. But today is the fun. We're gonna decorate, pull out all of my winter bins, and I'm also gonna make a fun recipe with you, so let's get right into it.
Let's go out.
For some reason, this is always where I start when I decorate. I like to get my favorite things out in the entryway. I think because guests walk in and see it here, but also I'm in my office so often, every single day, or at least 5 days a week. And that is right across from the entryway, so I see it all the time. And I kind of just have a way that I've figured out that I'm starting to style it since we have been in this house. I think this is our third winter now. We've only been in here just over 2 years, but we moved in at the end of fall, so we're hitting that third winter right now. And after I unloaded the first few initial things, I knew I was looking for a couple other items, so I continued to just unload the rest of the bins to find some of the things that I was looking for, like my menorah there. I keep that out just to kind of bring in a little bit of the Jewish aspect, because I am Jewish, my husband is Catholic, so we have a blended household over here. A lot of my decor you'll see is more so winter and snowy themed, not a ton of in-your-face Christmassy, which I do like, because then also if I want to take a few things down, I can leave it up for the rest of the winter season and still have some winter decor without it being too Christmassy. My other favorite spot to decorate is where I'm going next. It's, for some reason, I love this little corner in the kitchen, and I have been doing this since I've been in an apartment. I always find a little corner and decorate it very similarly. Have been using the same pieces for years and years and years, so that is a no-brainer for me to decorate. And I added a little candle that I got in a silver tin from one of my balanced boxes. It's a subscription box service, which I will link in the description box below, that I really enjoy if you want to give it a try, and I have a discount code for you as well. Next up, this bowl that I have on the kitchen countertop, I rearrange with every season. For winter, I use these bright white sparkly ornaments and a couple of picks there to add some greenery, and then put a candle that's winter scented in the center.
All night long we're gonna dance, dance, and have a good time. I think Santa's gonna come and join us in this song.
Last but not least, have to switch out the holiday soaps. I had my Mrs. Meyer's autumn scents that I pulled out and added the peppermint scent, so it can also smell like the holidays in here. This is a newer piece that I have that is the centerpiece of our dining room table, kitchen table, and I've been changing this out every season too. I got it this summer, so I haven't decorated it for the winter yet. I added little pumpkins in there, which, like I mentioned, I already undecorated in my prepping for the holidays video, so if you want to see what it looks like before, you can head over to that video. But I thought I had all these little ornaments that I hadn't really found a home for, so I thought they might look cute here, and I do them in blue and silver. Again, I don't do a lot of reds and greens, and I felt like I didn't quite have enough, and I was worried that I wasn't going to have enough. These were from years and years ago, a couple of different sets all mixed together, but I did find some at Target that match pretty well, that are just a little bit larger, so I used those and filled in the rest of the spaces and really made it look nice and full and festive, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out after I got it all arranged and got those ornaments balanced so they stopped falling off.
Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh.
Whenever I'm decorating, I have to do something to get in the spirit just a little bit more. Sometimes I make myself a hot chocolate or a peppermint mocha or something like that. Other times it's baking. Today I am going to do a little bit of baking and make like a cranberry French toast casserole. So I'm cutting up brioche bread in 1-inch pieces. You just take an entire loaf, cut it up, and then you're going to put it at 200 degrees for about 20 minutes or so between two baking pans to try and let the bread dry out a little bit. So I wanted to get that started a little bit early in the process. That way I can continue to decorate while all of this is baking, and then hopefully by the time I'm done decorating, I can enjoy my treat.
We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.
I figured while that was going, I should get the rest of the ingredients ready, because you're going to soak the bread after it's been in the oven in an egg mixture. So I was getting the eggs, and there's a lot of milk and cream. There's 2 cups of milk and 2 cups of cream, as well as 2 full eggs and 3 egg yolks. So I separated out those egg yolks just over the sink there to try and get the yolk in the bowl, and I just tossed the white. I know sometimes you can save it and use it for another recipe, but today I was just moving very quickly and got those egg yolks in the bowl. I'm also adding in my brown sugar, some almond extract, and then to bring out the flavor even more, you're going to add in orange zest. I didn't measure this. It's supposed to be about a tablespoon, but I just did the entire orange. I figured that was close enough to a tablespoon, and it can't hurt to have a little bit more flavor in there.
Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm.
I'm also adding in nutmeg and ground cloves, as well as a little bit of salt there, all the warm spices, giving it a good mix, and then I am going to add in the 2 cups of milk and 2 cups of cream that I talked about.
It is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down, and the storm is on its way. But as long as you're around, everything will be okay.
Now we're still waiting for the bread, and I figured I could get the icing ready as well. The icing is some melted butter, powdered sugar, a little bit more orange zest, which I didn't realize I needed more orange zest, so I probably should have thought that through. But I did have some cuties and zested those instead, and it worked out just fine. You also need orange juice, just a couple of tablespoons there, so I was able to cut the orange and juice it up and get it in there. But it just goes to show you should always read the entire recipe before you get started.
Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Another year went by, but the difference this time is that ever since July, I've been happier than I have ever been. It's safe to say that my love for you is true. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself, in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything to be perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow
Once the bread was done, I could pull it out of the oven. You do want to let it sit and cool for just a little bit before you add it into your egg and milk mixture. You'll see I did let it cool, or else I wouldn't be able to touch it like I am right now. And you want a really big bowl because there is a lot of bread in there and a lot of liquid. Just give it a nice mix Once it's all mixed together and combined, you can push it down with a spoon so it soaks up all of the moisture just a little bit more. And then you can go ahead and mix in your cranberries. Cranberries can be hard sometimes, I think, to find, but this recipe calls for frozen cranberries, so hopefully you should be able to find them in your freezer aisle. Once you have all of that done, then you are going to spray it with a little bit of cooking spray and pour it into a 9x13. Pop it in the oven until it is nice and firm and set. I did find that this recipe took a little bit longer than expected to get firm and set. I kept feeling like it should be done, but it did take me a lot longer, so keep that in mind that it might take a little bit longer than you expect for it to be set. With that back in the oven, let's go back to decorating. I love having vases around the house that I can use faux stems and artificial flowers to just switch out for different seasons and different themes and different whatever you want, because I feel like it brings in less clutter to the house. I do get drawn by some of those pre-made arrangements that I find in a lot of decor stores that are so beautiful and all done for you, but then you end up with all of these vases and all of these different things. It's just much more storage if you do it that way. This way there's less to store. You just store the stems. You don't need a bunch of vases, but also I think it just makes the decorating process really easy. You pull out a set of stems, you put in a new set of stems with every season change. And if you follow me, you know that spring and summer are basically the same for me. So I don't decorate separately for spring versus summer. And I really only do 3 different rounds or sets or styles of decorating per year, so it's not that much switching for me anyway.
And as we decorate the tree, only you and me.
Some of these still have tags on them because I did buy them last year and was thinking I was going to put them on my kitchen table and dining room table before I bought that centerpiece. I never liked the way that they looked. It just didn't work out very well, and I bought that new centerpiece, which I'm in love with. I think the ornaments are perfect there. Much happier with that than what I had last year. And this vase, this area, this whole seating area is new. We did not have these chairs here last year. We did not have this table here last year. So it also works out that I happened to have those and could fit them perfectly in that empty vase and didn't have to go buy anything new. If you didn't know, I grew up as a figure skater, and when I saw these ice skates at Target, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, I was so excited and bought them, and I've since been decorating them with some faux stems and picks, just adding a little bit of greenery there. So I am getting that set up, and I also have this large clear jar or vase that I decorate differently for different seasons. And I previously used to put the blue ornaments that I have in the kitchen now in there with a little mini cake stand and then a candle. But now, since I've used up all of those ornaments, I am trying to come up with another way to decorate it. And I also had these glitter pine cones that I got from Michael's a couple years back. And I previously was putting them in a more farmhouse style box. If you can tell from my decor, farmhouse is not my style, so I did declutter that box when I was going through my winter decorations last year. So this was the perfect combination where I could add those glitter pine cones in there and use them up and still come up with a fun way to decorate this vase. Next up, I'm hanging some stockings that my mother-in-law got us. We have 3 of them, which is really nice. We don't have a matching 4th one for baby number 2, so I'm feeling like next year we might have to get a whole new set because they discontinued this one. I am somebody who is very much matchy-matchy, so we'll see what we do next year. I pulled the cranberry French toast bake out of the oven there, and then I'm going to print some holiday photos. I've really been enjoying this as a way to decorate for the seasons without adding too much clutter. I did this for the fall as well because we just recently put a desk at the landing on our 2nd floor here, and it's a new spot for us to decorate, so I added a couple of photos on the desk. I'm just changing those out. I've also been adding some greenery or stems or something here, so I thought those ice skates would look perfect on the desk. Last but not least, up here, I am adding a garland. I haven't found a great place to put this garland just because we don't have a fireplace with a good ledge to put a garland. So it looks, I think, okay up here. I'm not really spending a lot of time affixing it properly just because I wanted to get more of a sense of how it looks, check in, see what Jim thinks, and then we'll go from there. One more Hanukkah touch. This is from my childhood. It's a little door hanger that has some soft plush candles and flames that I used to use as a little kid and would put candles in there for every night of Hanukkah. So I thought it'd be fun for Owen to play with this year. Then I was gonna go put the drizzle on the French toast bake and give it a try. I do have more decor to come. I still have to put up my Christmas tree, so stay tuned for more. Make sure you're subscribed, and thanks so much for watching.